Imagine standing face to face with a creature so towering, so powerful, that it makes the strongest warriors of Earth look like ants. The 9-foot alien queen had conquered every planet in her path. She'd torn apart armies with nothing but a flick of her clawed hand, and yet when she laid eyes on one human, a man who had the audacity to defy her, everything changed. It wasn't a battle of strength. No, this was something far more intense. A clash of wills that would forever alter the fate of both species. What happens when the deadliest creature in the galaxy meets the most unpredictable force in the universe? Human defiance. Before we dive deeper into this epic story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share if you're ready to see just how far a human can go against impossible odds. You won't want to miss a single moment of this tale. In the dark void between stars, her empire stretched across dozens of conquered worlds. The Velrath Queen, a towering 9-foot being of shimmering obsidian armor and silver eyes, ruled through fear and precision. Every motion she made was deliberate, every word spoken a decree of power. Her enemies called her the Devourer of Suns. Her soldiers called her Mother of Victory. But to humans, she was a myth, a warning whispered in data logs from doomed colonies. When the Terran frontier sent distress calls from Vega 9, everyone assumed the same story would repeat: invasion, domination, extinction. To her, humanity was weak, fragile bodies, loud emotions, short lives. She called them the sentimental species, too soft to survive the stars. But her advisors had warned her, humans don't yield, they adapt. Still, she laughed at the idea of fearing them. "They are insects," she hissed. "Nothing more." So when her fleet landed on Vega 9 and the Terran banners burned, she descended herself, 9 feet of pure dominance, to watch the last human defenders kneel. But one of them didn't. And in that single act of defiance, the course of her empire and her heart was about to shift. His name was Elias Ward, commander of the Terran outpost on Vega 9. He wasn't a legend, not a hero born of prophecy, just a soldier who refused to run. While others were evacuated, he stayed behind, manning the last defense turret as the alien armada darkened the sky like a storm. When the Queen's ship descended, the ground trembled. Her soldiers surrounded him, their weapons glowing like molten light. Yet Elias didn't bow. He didn't even flinch. The Queen, amused, stepped forward. "Do you not understand what stands before you?" she asked, her voice echoing through the air like a metallic hymn. Elias raised his eyes to meet hers. "Yeah," he said quietly. "A conqueror who's never met someone who doesn't kneel." That silence after, sharp, dangerous, was the kind that made even her guards tense. And then she laughed. Not mockingly, but curiously. There was something in his tone, no arrogance, no desperation, just truth. Most who faced her broke. This one? He looked at her like she wasn't a god, just another being who could bleed. And for the first time in centuries, the Queen felt something new rise within her: interest. They stood in the ruins of Vega 9's command base, the air heavy with smoke and static. Around them, her soldiers waited for the order to end the insolent human's life. But it never came. The Queen raised a single hand, stopping them. She wanted to see how far this defiance would go. Elias met her gaze, breathing hard but unbroken. "You've got the power to destroy worlds," he said, "but that doesn't make you right." Her silver eyes narrowed. "Right? There is no right in conquest, only strength." "Then maybe that's why you'll never understand humans," he replied. "We fight for what we love, not for what we own." Something in those words, simple, unarmed, hit her harder than any weapon. No one had ever spoken to her that way. No one dared to. And yet, the honesty of it cut through her like a blade of light through armor. The Queen stepped closer, towering above him. You mistake emotion for power, human, she whispered. Elias smiled faintly. No, he said. I just think you've forgotten what it feels like. For the first time in her reign, the Queen had no answer. That night, Vega 9 burned, but the Queen didn't give the command to finish humanity's last stand. Instead, she ordered her army to pull back, leaving Elias alive. Her generals protested in disbelief. He defied you, Majesty. He insulted your empire. But she said nothing, because even she didn't fully understand why. She summoned Elias aboard her flagship, expecting arrogance. Instead, she found him quietly patching a wound on his arm. No fear, no begging, just calm defiance. Why do you resist? She asked, circling him like a predator. You've lost everything. He looked up, tired eyes steady. Then I've got nothing left to fear. That answer struck her like a pulse through her core. Fear, something she had long buried under power, echoed faintly within her chest. When an explosion rattled the ship, Elias didn't flinch. He ran toward the blast, dragging one of her injured soldiers to safety. A human saving an alien. The Queen watched, frozen. For centuries, she had ruled by dominance and control. But this was strength of another kind. And in that single, impossible moment, the Queen realized perhaps weakness wasn't what she'd seen in humans, but something she had lost in herself. The days that followed were tense and uncertain. The Queen's fleet lingered above Vega 9, but no attack came. Instead, she ordered a ceasefire, a command so unthinkable that her generals questioned her sanity. But she ignored them. Every night she found herself drawn back to that human, to Elias. He didn't flatter her, didn't fear her. He simply spoke truth, even when it hurt. And the more she listened, the more she began to understand what humans were made of. They weren't strong because of their weapons or numbers. They were strong because they felt, because they cared enough to rise again after every fall. In time, she released him from captivity. He didn't run. He stayed, helping her rebuild what her empire had destroyed. Together, they created something new, a fragile peace between species once sworn to annihilate each other. When the galaxy learned that the 9-foot alien queen had fallen for a human, many called it treason. Others called it evolution. But to Elias and the Queen, it was simple. Two souls, from two worlds, choosing to see strength not in conquest, but in compassion. And for the first time, the galaxy finally began to heal. If that story hit you right in the heart, imagine what humanity might really mean to the stars. If you enjoyed the 9-foot alien queen called humans weak, then fell for the man who defied her, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Because the next story goes even deeper into what makes humans truly unstoppable.